guys, so we just read The Most Magnificent Thing, and we're going to talk about how characters change throughout the course of a story. Because usually in a story, there's a problem and then there's a solution, and during that process, characters usually change, maybe because they learn a good lesson or a bad lesson, and that really is what makes a story. If there's no problem and solution to a story and the character doesn't change at all, it doesn't really make for a really exciting story. So this is the sheet that we're going to be using here today. You can print off the one below or create your own. And the title of the sheet is just called Character Tracking Character Changes. So the character in this story changed a little bit through the story, and that's what we're going to talk about. So I don't think that we knew the little girl's name. So at the top where it says character, we're just going to write little girl. And then right here, it asks us, what was the character like in the beginning? So if you think back to the beginning of the story, we know that the little girl was excited because she wanted to build something magnificent. So if we think about what she was like, I would probably describe her as being eager and curious and excited and having a big imagination. So we can write some of those words down. You might describe her in a little bit of a different way. I'm going to write that she was eager, she was excited, and maybe I'll say she had big plans and ideas. Eager, excited, big plans, and ideas. So then right here we see three little boxes, and right above the three boxes it says, what events made this character change? So I'm going to think back to the story, and we know that at the beginning she had big plans and ideas, but that kind of started to change. So if you think about one of the first kind of big events in the story that made her kind of become not quite so eager, I'm thinking, and you probably have some ideas in your mind right now, but one of the things I'm thinking of is that her plans kept going wrong, and it didn't come as easy as she hoped it would. So right in this little box here, I'm going to write, it doesn't have to be a complete sentence, just write a few words. Plans went wrong. These boxes are not very wide, so I have to kind of write underneath, one word underneath the next. So one of the things that happened was that her plans went wrong. And then, if you remember, she started to get frustrated. And then eventually she hurt herself. I think that was an important part of the story. I'm going to put that down. She hurt herself. And then, remember after that, her little friend suggested that she go for a walk to try to cool off a little bit and think about it. And if you remember on that walk, that's when she kind of cleared her mind and she got to look at all of her prior inventions, and she found out that, hey, some of those were pretty good after all. So I think going on that walk was probably one of the biggest, most important parts in the story that caused her to change how she was sort of feeling. So she went on a walk. And so at the bottom it says, what was the character like by the end? So if you think about the end, she had kind of gone through, she'd started off being eager, excited, and had big plans and ideas. Then she went through a period of frustration. And then she kind of learned that things don't always go the way that you hope that they're going to go right away. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience, and we need to try more than one thing in order to achieve the goal that we're trying to achieve. So I would say at the end, she was still kind of the same type of person, but she had grown because she had learned that things don't always come easy. You have to persevere and push through and really, really work hard. And I think she learned that it's a good thing to not just give up. You have to really work hard to get things right the way that you want them to be. So I'm going to write at the bottom where it says, what was the character like by the end? I think I'll write something like, she learned to not give up. So this character wasn't too different between the beginning and the end. Sometimes in a story, characters change a lot between the beginning and the end. Sometimes characters start off kind of a mean character and then learn a lesson and change their ways. Sometimes characters start off kind of with one habit or one sort of bad behavior, and they maybe learn a new way of doing things. So as you read your books, I want you to think about how characters change throughout the course of the story, okay? And you can choose to do one of these character sheets about one of the books that you read online, your own leveled reading books, or you can use this sheet to respond to one of the stories that I post down below, okay? So I encourage you to do that. Hopefully you will. And when you do, just send me an email, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. As always, if you have any questions at all, parents, if you have any questions or concerns, please let us know. I'd love to chat with you, so don't hesitate. And I will see you soon. Happy reading, guys.